And welcome back to the Power Accountability League. I'm your pal Dan L. This is my channel. I might be related to Kal-El. Today's video is entitled Anecdotal Safety. Might just be anecdotal. I'm going to create a series of videos with the word anecdotal in the title. Probably anecdotal and then more specific, like in this case, anecdotal safety. And as the title suggests, they're going to be personal stories. I talk about the macro picture quite a bit. Well, these are going to be more micro picture, something that I've experienced personally. So let's get right into it. I purchased something off of the Amazon website. You've heard of Amazon? They're on the internet. You go there, you can buy product, you can do all sorts of things. You can stream content, you can purchase products. There's all sorts of things. But it's a big company. Jeff Bezos owns it. He's worth I don't know, tens and tens of billions of dollars. I don't know, 100. I don't know how much. It's a lot. He's worth more than almost everyone else. But anyway, I purchased a product off the website, and let me show it to you. There we go. And so it's called Dust Off Classic Duster. Anyway, well, it's a product that you use to spray dust off of objects. So if you want to get some dust off the keyboard of your computer, or maybe you've got some other electronic equipment. The point is, I purchased it, and unfortunately, it turns out it's not the product I need because it's got to be compatible with something else, and unfortunately, it's not. Anyway, so I wanted to return the product, and I want to read to you why I can't return it. It says, and I'm quoting directly from Amazon now, this item isn't eligible for return. For safety reasons, items containing flammable liquids or gases can't be returned to Amazon. For more information or help, please contact us. So, this can't be returned because I don't know, it's got a flammable liquid or gas inside of it. Okay, but my question is, so if you can't return it for that reason, how can you ship it out? If you can't send it back using the delivery systems we have, the United States Postal Service, United Parcel Service, Federal Express, what's this? There's some other ones I'm forgetting. But the point is, if we have delivery systems and they're able to deliver this product to individuals and to stores, why can't we use those same delivery systems to return it? I mean, if it's shouldn't it be unsafe for me to receive this? If it's unsafe for me to ship it back to the company which manufactures or supplies this product? And the answer is logically yes. So what's going on here? Well, it doesn't take a genius to figure out. Um, they'll tell you, well, our lawyers, our insurance company, they're trying to minimize their liability. Okay, might be some truth to that. But the bottom line is, um, it's another way for an organization to sell you something, and then when you say, "Well, I don't want this and I want my money back," they can say, "We're going to have to keep your money." Anyway, it's not. This isn't a major issue. But by the way, you can everything I've told you. You can go to Amazon. You can find this product on Amazon. Click on the return policy, and then read what it says. Again, this isn't a major issue. That's why I said this is a micro issue. This is anecdotal. This is my personal issue. And I'm sure some other people have had issues with this too. But the bottom line is, it's not logical. Now, you might be saying, well, if the lawyers and the insurance company, that's something I'm trying to get at. Lawyers and insurance companies, logic isn't the governing mechanism if you're a lawyer, and it's not the governing mechanism if you're an insurance company. Logic is the governing mechanism if you prioritize logic as a better way to an answer, to a solution. But lawyers don't prioritize logic as a better way to a solution. Neither, and this is a running theme in all my videos. Human beings, we, the species, do not prioritize logic and what I like to call common sense. I like to wrap those together, but other people might not. But common sense, logic, rational thinking, these things are not the governing mechanisms for the instruments of humanity. Those instruments can be organizations like private corporations or organizations like public entities, government agencies. So anything that's created or operated, or anything that's created by humanity is not created to be operated using with an operations manual that has logic as its major theme. So any sort, now you might be saying, well, I've got an operations manual for a mechanical. Yes, and hopefully, but even with mechanical devices, like you might buy a toaster and it might say, do not place toaster in a bathtub. And you're thinking, wait a minute, why? I just bought a toaster. Why is it telling me not to toast, not to put my toaster in the bathtub and toast my, because some idiot at some point in time probably took their toaster in the bathtub and electrocuted themselves, and then there was a lawsuit. So now the lawyers at the company, at the electronics company which manufactures toasters, says now we have to warn people. You've seen that. You've seen that all over. You've seen that all over the place. You buy a product and it says, "Do not do the following." You know, like it'll be a poisonous product. It'll say, "Do not mix this in with your scotch and sherry." And you're thinking, "Why would I mix this in with my alcoholic drinks?" And you're like, "Oh, because somebody was dumb enough to try that, or someone just drank." You know. So the point is, whenever you see those disclaimers, whenever you see those warning stickers on anything, and everything comes with a warning sticker nowadays, it's because some moron has already done that. Somebody's like, "I'm going to take this fork and stick it in the light socket." I can't see any negative outcome for that, but someone does that. They get a little, maybe a little electrical shock, maybe more than a little. But the point is, in this case, you would think if they can ship it to me using a mail system or delivery system, I could use that same system to send it back. The truth is, I should be able to, logically, rationally. But we don't live in a world governed by logic. Logic. No, governed by logic. I was mixing magic and logic, and I came up with logic. But we don't live in a world governed by logic. We live in a world, since I used the word already, that's governed by magic. But it's not really magic, is it? It's our superstition. So we've turned superstition into magic, and that's not good, because that's our world is run using the precepts of superstition instead of the precepts of logic. And the reason this video, by the way, is entitled Anecdotal Safety and obviously, again, it's a safety issue. It says right there, starts out the sentence, "For safety reasons, items containing flammable blah, 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 or can't be returned to Amazon." Well, the point is, boy, the umbrella that safety covers, the word safety is an umbrella for a lot of illogical activities. What can we think of anything right now that we're doing for safety reasons, which isn't rational, which doesn't involve common sense, but we're doing it anyway? Let me think here. Shutting down the economy, scaring the hell out of people, making them think that COVID-19 is far different than typical flu season. When in fact, if you look at the statistics by the CDC and you dig down, it's not on page one. When you go to the CDC website, it's not there on page one. But when you dig down into the stats, you start to say, wait a minute. Every year there's something called flu season and thousands of people die from it. And who does it go after? It goes after old people. It goes after people who have health issues. And so what is COVID-19 doing? It's pretty much going after old people and people with underlying conditions that are already weakening their health system, their immune system. So anyway, so the point is this. We use the word safety sometimes correctly, but a lot of the time, and I don't know what the percentage is, I'm telling you right now, if I had to guess, first of all, I'm going to tell you we use the word safety, we use it inappropriately way too often. As to how often we use it inappropriately, I don't know. If I had to guess, just pulling numbers out of thin air, and I can't back it up with any scientific research, which is not, by the way, that's not logical, but since you and I are come from a species which isn't governed by logic, I'll go ahead and do it. I'm guessing that probably our risk assessment and safety are inaccurate a third of the time. I'll say 33% of the time when we say, well, we can't do something because it's for safety reasons, we haven't done appropriate risk assessment. We haven't done rational risk assessment. And I know, and you're like, well, haven't you covered this in another video? I did cover this subject in another video, but it wasn't anecdotal. It was the macro picture subject. This is a micro subject where I myself experienced something. I got bothered by it, and I thought I'll make a video about it. So that's what this is all about. Basically, anecdotal safety means this is one of those examples where I can talk about the big picture, about how we don't really understand the rational definition of the word safety. And when I tell it to you in a macro picture, sometimes it's hard to grasp. When you experience it personally, like I said, I told you the story about, when you buy a product and it has a weird warning sticker, or it says this product is not intended for use in this way, and you're thinking, well, I didn't really intend to use it that way. Perfect. Let me give you another example. And you ever heard of something called lawn darts? Again, I might have mentioned this before, so I apologize if I've done this. But in the past, back in the 1970s, there was a product, and I don't know when it was invented, probably many, 60s, 50s, who knows. But there was a product by a toy company called Lawn Darts. What was it? It was exactly what it sounds like. It was a dart that falls into the soil in the lawn. So what you would do is, kind of like with horseshoes, it was basically horseshoes with a pointy end to it. So you throw a dart up in the air and you try and hit a target several feet away from you. So you have the here. Pretend this is the lawn dart. You have the lawn dart. You throw the lawn dart up in the air, and then it comes down and it sticks on a target, hopefully. And of course, that product got banned for safety reasons. Why? Because apparently human beings are not smart enough to throw something pointy up in the air and not have it come down and hit another human being. Like you would think, the athletic talent necessary to throw something up in the air wouldn't be that, but apparently it's kind of like diving boards. We don't know how to dive into a pool of water, and we don't know how to throw a sharp object away from us. It's like, hey, Bill, let's play lawn darts. Whoops, I threw it straight up in the air and now it comes down and I'm not smart enough to get out of the way. So, boom, it hits me right here on the top of the head because A, I don't know how to throw an object away from my body, and B, I don't know how to get out from under a falling object. You might be thinking, that sounds like a stupid person. Well, it does. And unfortunately, stupid people, people who are incompetent, are the people who define what we get to do in life. They're in Germany and Italy. In Italy they have something called the autostrada, and in Germany they have something called the autobahn. And what does that mean? These are high-speed freeways or highways, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, high-speed transportation using your automobile. So you get in your car, you're driving along on the autobahn, and you're not driving at 55 or 65 miles an hour, or even 75. You're driving at over 100 miles an hour on the autobahn. Why? Because Germans are like, well, we're gonna assume that if we test you and license you, and you're able to afford a car which travels, very fast, that you know how to go down a road holding on the steering wheel and everything. So the point is, in Germany and Italy, they figure people can handle designated freeways where you travel at high rates of speed. In America, we just assume people are so stupid they can barely handle traveling at 25 miles per hour. So that's why when you're in residential zones, it's always like 50. When you travel, let's say you travel to a country club, a golf and country club, and you're traveling down the private roads, and it'll say something like 5, 10, 15 miles an hour. And you're thinking, really? 5 miles an hour, but you'll see those signs. Now, of course, when you get out on the surface streets for your cities, you'll be in neighborhoods and you'll see 25 miles per hour, maybe 20, maybe 15. The point is, you'll see some low, and you'll say, really? Now, if it says, school zone is activated, or school zone indicators activated, travel. I get it. School's letting out, kids are getting out of school, so you travel at a slow rate of speed. But when you're traveling in these same areas and there's no children around, you should be able to go a little bit faster. And sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Depends on the city, locality. But anyway, today's video is anecdotal safety, and it's all about the fact that we use safety to justify restricting all sorts of rational behaviors, and especially restricting our freedom. So my little story about making a purchase on Amazon and having my return denied, that, believe it or not, ties into lockdowns. We have these lockdowns. We're destroying our economy because of the flu. COVID-19's the flu. And I know you're like, well, this is a broken record. You know why it's a broken record? Because it keeps going on. If this would stop, the broken record would stop. But so that was today's video. Thanks for stopping by. You have a safe day. Take care. Bye-bye.